Basically what I'm doing here is I'm getting the mill vise just above the dovetail for the base here. That way I've got a little bit more room. Not a lot, but a little bit more. And hopefully with that extra space, I can safely move this in far enough to indicate. And it looks like I can, just barely, but I can. All right. Pull that out. Let's go 51, 2, and go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll walk that this way. Bring the table back down. Oops. So that I can get the drill bit that I'm going to use. All I'm going to do here is just drill the hole. I'm going to punch the hole through and then thread it in here with the tap handle using my center point. But I don't have a chuck that really actually fits this. I had made one in one of my earlier videos. I made a adapter for the one drill chuck. It's just a 1/2 inch shaft, so I could put it in the 1/2 inch collet and slide the chuck in that way, but that didn't really work out so well. But I can pull my spindle piece out, and of course, now I have to find it. The drill chuck for the Atlas is a Morse taper number 2, so I can pull the drawbar out and tap the chuck in, and that usually works pretty well for most of the stuff I need. Which my drill chuck is not over here right now, so I'm gonna shut the camera off, go find it, and bring you back. All right, so here's my drill chuck. It's got the Morse taper number 2 shaft on it. Clean the taper out, and all I do is I get it where it's, bring it up to where it touches, and then let it drop about 1/2 inch. And that's usually all I need. Right. Grab the handle here. drives me insane. Okay, this will come up just a little bit here. Now, I drilled that hole, or spotted hole, a little bit deeper than I really need to. But I like to get down where it's cutting on the bigger chamfer edge, so I know it's gonna be good. Alright, so I've got the hole drilled. I drilled it a little bit deeper so it gets up onto the second angle here, because on the milling machine this is spinning, not the part, so it's not finding the center, and I want it cutting here because it's got this larger diameter and that chamfer is going to cut perfect. I hold it down, let it spin it, it's almost like letting it spark out. It cuts until it stops for the depth that I had it. So I know that that edge is true, and I'm not just spotting just to get the drill bit started per se. I am, but I want it to be able to align with the bigger drill bit, not just the smaller one, and still have that shoulder there to align off of, not just a blind hole through there. So I think we're going to jump this up. Start with a 1/4 inch bit here. Some more liquid love, as people call it. Got us through. Let's check it out of the way so I can see what I'm doing here. I always forget to do this. It's so much easier if the chuck doesn't drop down on you. Alright. Step up to our next drill bit here, which is going to have to drop the table a little bit to accommodate. Should be enough. Or not. thing that drives me nuts about this drill, or using this as a drill, is my little handle here has really crappy swing on it. Stringies all over me. These are sharp little strings. Alright, so that's a 29/64. So I think we'll probably be good to jump up to the next drill bit. I'm going to clean this off and then bring it back. Alright, the drill bit for the 3/4 10 tap is 21/32 according to the tap itself. So I've got a freshly ground 21/32 drill bit in, and I think I'll slow it down a little bit here. Let's see, I'm at 670. I'm going to drop it down to 350 and see how that holds it. Table down a little bit more here. Lock that up. There we go. Back in my drill bit drawer there. That's the one downside to this machine is I've only got 3 inches of spindle here, so it makes it a wee bit difficult. When it comes to short tools. I'm going to slow it down even more because this is a single flute chamfer tool. And I don't want to spin that up too fast. Cut off a beautiful little chamfer there. Looks nice and smooth. So next, get my Alright, after some digging through, I can't find the big handle that I really want, but I found this one, which I can pull the insert out of, and it'll fit. It's not perfectly centered here, but it's a heck of a lot better than using a single point. Dropping stuff at the most least opportune time. This is one of the taps that Stan over at Bar Z gave me in our tool trade that we did, and it is probably one of the nicest taps in my collection. It's a 3/4 10 spiral flute, 4 flute, and that didn't take a whole lot of effort, not nearly as much as I thought it was going to be, especially compared to the last time I used a tap that large. That still a little bit of a burr. I guess I didn't go quite far enough down with my chamfer tool, but that's nothing to worry about. I can do that by hand after I get this out of here. So our next process that we're going to do is we're going to turn the, my brain will work here, the register insert that's going to go into this threaded hole here. I've got it roughed out. I just need to turn it down to 3/4 and thread it for this piece so that I can screw it in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it long and turn down the other side so that I can put it in the indexing head when the indexing head's up this way. That way I'll be able to screw this in pretty doggone tight, lock it into the indexing head holding on to that part so we're spinning off of the register. My thinking is that way I can get the slots cut, because what we're going to do is it's going to be flipped over and we're going to mill a groove like from here around and then from here and around. We're going to leave about an inch or so on each end, so my compound rest will turn and there'll be a point where it stops. And yeah, that might suck, but if I need more range, because mainly I do 45s, you know, my tool is either straight in 45 or 29.5 for threading. If I need to get closer to dead true, all I've got to do is lift this up and turn it this way, clamp it on the mill table, and then I've got the rest of my angles. The other thing I'm going to do is, which I should have done while I had it in here and everything was set, I don't know why I didn't think about it, is I'm going to find center, come into here, and I'm going to use a 60-degree point, and I'm going to put a line, just a little tiny groove in there, and a little tiny groove in here. That way when I go to put this on the mill table, I'll have something to line up the little vernier on the side of the compound press to set my angles, which will be true to the bed. So next step, we're going to move over to the lathe.